New Titans, issue 34, Tape BROMBAL writing with SAMI BASRI on the art. So last issue was very much kind of like a little Groundhog Day, but we're all sort of stuck in a loop that we don't even know about. But it's like we're going through the greatest hits. It was very meta. It was like, oh, they're fighting Terra again. Oh, Gar joined the team, but he left the team again. And here's Trigon. And we're just going through all the greatest hits. And then
here's a different version of Starfire.
Yeah, the reveal at the end was that the new Titans show up and say, "Hey, this isn't real." And Dick was starting to realize that because of the coffee machine and like the feelings he was getting. And that's the big thing here is that so the loop that they were on when this all happened, Terra was here. So she's here, and we start off from her perspective, and the new Titans are trying to convince them that something's not right. But a lot of the old Titans don't believe them. And start to like fight back, and Dick's like, "Hey, no, everyone, calm down. Like stuff's going on." And like, hey, and it's like, "Hey, some of you are real and some of you are not." And like, who's the real ones? Who's not the real ones? And the whole reveal, I'll just to jump to the reveal here so we can talk about it. Is after KO, the Omega Energy went into Cyborg and split him in two. So there's the Cyborg, which is what's doing this to them. It's like the pure robotic cyborg who's keeping them all in something to keep them safe because it likes them all. And then showing up later, the one who's put this new Titans together is the pure human cyborg who's just Vic Stone now. And he's like, "Hey, I put this team together of great characters, blah, blah, blah. We're all here to rescue you." And it's like, okay, and then there's like a funny moment where Dick realizes that both him and Starfire are real, and he feels guilty because they kissed. But it was just a kiss, whatever, not a big deal. But
they weren't banging, right? They still got babs.
Honestly, the way Starfire gasped when she made that realization, I thought, "Oh my god, what have you been doing?" But then later on, there was just a kiss. I'm like, okay, whatever, it's just a kiss.
yeah, because the way that she was taking it back, I was like, "Oh man, they've been going through the Kama Sutra."
They've been doing the Corey. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a pun that sounds like nasty sex, but I can't think of one.
Here's my question. It's a silly question.
Okay.
If the all-robot cyborg doesn't have a human element, he's not a cyborg. He's an android. So.
Technically, but
I get what they're going for.
They're still calling him cyborg, but technically you're right. If he's just robot, he's just an android. You're right. You're right.
And and I will give credit on this is not just another story of Cyborg. Am I a man? Am I a machine? How am I both? This is like, oh no, the Omega Energy split us, and I'm still Vic Stone. I'm still Cyborg, and I believe in the Titans, right? But Cyborg's also not doing things out of like he's a villain wanting to take over. He's trying to keep his friends safe.
Yes.
Right? So it's still very much Vic Stone in that. So I did like that reveal and how kind of complex it is. And like, how does this end for Cyborg? So I like that Tape BROMBAL setting these things up where it's like, if he goes back, is that who he needs to be? Right? Does he need to have both halves of him?
I mean, yeah, we'll see where they're going with that. So, I like though that when the old Titans get defensive and try to fight and part of this is because they're being influenced by the coffee and all that other stuff. But they're fighting the new Titans, and I love that because Dick's the only one who's kind of woken up and is like, kind of, let's not fight. I do love that him and Steph kind of get back to back and start to try and talk to each other whilst their teams are kicking the shit out of each other. I just thought that was a funny little thing of the two Bat family members being like, "Hey, Steph, what's going on? Talk to me. What's happening here?" So I thought that was fun.
What do you mean he? Who's doing this to us? And then when Vic walks through, I thought that was set up really well.
Yeah. So yeah, we have. I mean, the one weird member here is Red Devil, who is the one that I definitely know the least about out of this whole new team.
Yeah, he popped up in the mid 2000s. You kind of find out that he was just wearing a like Blue Devil. He was wearing a costume, but here he actually made a deal to turn himself into an actual demon, and so now this is, I feel like, just his more advanced form, which I do like. Right, so he's got an upgrade. He's big and bulky, but he can also do magic, which I think with an absence of Raven, I feel is nice.
Yeah.
So, and then Terra and all the stuff that she brings, right? And all of her guilt for what she had done and, her popping back up in here. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, she's kind of questioning why she's even here. Like, wait, why have I been brought into this? I'm the one who was here for a little bit and left and turned on everyone. Like, why was I brought in to be protected by? Because I was thinking maybe she has to be one of the fake ones, but like Raven and Beast Boy kind of like disappear because I think they might be the fake ones.
They die.
Yeah,
right?
quote unquote.
And you know. So
she's questioning, wait, does Cyborg see me as like a core Titan? That's weird. Like, and so I like her being challenged with that and thinking about, you know, should I like consider them home? Should I consider them my family? And be like a Titan regularly? However, she does also then say the gig is not up when she decides to fight the full robot cyborg. And then the robot cyborg's like, correction, jig. And she's like, what? And she's like, jig, not gig. And I was like, wait, is she like a creation? Is that why she got that wrong? Is this like AI getting like a phrase wrong? And then the ending reveal is just really weird where this, I think, new character like basically sticks her hand through the robot cyborg's head and appears. And she's like, the jig is not up, silly. And it's this girl in like a green top. And it's like a dark green skirt and like a little pink bow tie. And Vic, the human cyborg, is like, meet the final member of the New Titans. She's the future, the daughter of tomorrow, and she says her name's Eva. And Terra's like, what the F? So, yeah.
So they had talked about Eva early on.
Yes.
It was right here with Vic's talking to Nightwing. And he says there's a lot going on, you know, smashing that damn coffee maker. Eva was able to slide past Cyborg's defenses and help us bust in here. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, the whole idea with Terra being this turncoat who was sent to the team, right, by Deathstroke to bring them down from the inside and the whole Judas contract, putting her up against this Eva character that we're just supposed to trust because it's coming from the human side of Victor Stone who wants to help his friends. There's something that's not adding up, right? Like, it's just one of those things where you'll be watching a show and there'll be this new character pop up, and at the end they'll be like, oh yeah, she was always here, right? And then it come to find out through the course of the story, it's like, oh no, that was something that was infiltrating and messing with memories and all this other stuff. So I'm almost wondering if that's kind of what she is.
Yeah.
You know, because we don't get any clarification. They just said she was able to slip past the defenses. And it's like, well, is she a cybernetic thing? Is she a program? Is she... Because it seems like all of this stuff is hard light, right? Because if you look at the cyborg version of Cyborg, it's not really there. He dissipates into, like, code.
Well, no, I don't think it's hard light. So, I think they're all asleep or something. I think they're all in virtual reality.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Because it was reminding me of Birds of Prey, where that's
a weird thing to jump to.
Coffee was...
Yeah, the hard light augmented reality.
Well, remember in Birds of Prey, remember with them being in that augmented reality, and they had to take the drug, the gas, in order to interact with it more?
Oh, so you thought they were using the same tech here?
Really wonky. Well, no, it just reminded me of that, and I forgot about that, because that was the point of the coffee, is they would have to drink the coffee every day, and when they stopped, that's when they were able to get through, you know? That's when they were able to see through that sheen.
I mean, clearly...
Yeah, I forgot about it. It's VR.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Eva has some tech skills, or maybe she is like some sort of computery character or program herself. I don't know. I'm sure we'll learn more about her. But, you know, this whole idea of why is Terra here? Is it the real Terra? If it is the real Terra, why is she here? I don't know, but it's interesting that this issue is framed a little bit more from her perspective at the start and the end, almost as if she is going to be an important character for this arc, and like, you know, maybe a realization she has, or maybe she'll end up saving the rest of the team somehow. I don't know. I mean, I'm intrigued though, and it feels very different from BROMBAL's other book right now. Yeah. So, you know, I'm curious.
He has a good handle on the Titans.
I think it's interesting just because it feels like a more unique story than we've had with the Titans anytime recently. So I'm down to see where he goes with it right now. Now, admittedly, what's it going to be like once they actually have like a proper villain to go and face? I don't know. We'll see how he does with a more normal story after this one, assuming he gets a second arc. But at least right now, I'm intrigued by kind of, you know, where we're going with this, and you know, and plus, you know, I like Steph, I like Yara, I like some of these characters, yeah, and Tomorrow Man's here, of course.
Yeah. Tomorrow Man. No mask though.
That's what I'm calling it from now on. Old John Kent is Tomorrow Man. But yeah, so no. That fun, solid, decent issue. I don't know if I liked it quite as much as the last one, just because the last one had that cool sort of repetition and mystery element to it.
Yeah.
With Dick kind of realizing stuff over the course of the issue. This one felt like it was a little bit messier because I had to try and explain all this stuff, and it had like the reveals. But I did like the framing from Tara's perspective, just to see like how, like, it makes me curious to see how she's going to fit into the rest of this. But we'll see more of the explanations next issue, I guess. Basri's art is solid,
Yep.
As always. I do think the full cyborg, the full android one, looks a bit weird in the face, but I don't know if that's just because, like, yeah, he's just a robot
We're used
face.
to seeing the human face.
Yeah, it's strange. It's very strange. It's very generic without the human part mixed in with it.
It looks like Cyborg, but it's not Cyborg.
It looks like some sort of weird mechanical sex doll.
Hey, but I'm happy that Vic gets to be human. And it seems like that's the goal right now, right?
Yeah, I just imagine next issue he's going to be like, touch my muscles, go on, touch my muscles. Feel that muscle. Yeah. That's a real arm, that right there. That's an arm, baby.
Well, and the fact that he was a jock, he was a football player too.
Yes.
So he's going to be flexing on everybody,
Yeah. So, anyway, that's New Titans. What are you giving it, Matt?
7.5.
Yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to go with a straight 7, I think. I mean, I still had a good time. I'm down for more. I'm just not going to, like... it didn't blow me away necessarily either. But it's interesting enough, though. I'm curious to see where it's going.